Hey, welcome in, folks. This is Steve with Race Day. Man, today is a big one. Dover Motor Speedway, the SickTrophies 225 here on Race Day. Big race. Also, too, the beginning of Midseason Madness, the in-season tournament we have here in the ASRA. We'll get to that more in just a second. We have qualifying to get down to. Let's take a look. Bunch of guys right now already taking their lap. Again, they only get one lap around this 1 mile track, this concrete oval. Brandon Six currently up front right there. Andrew Phipps not too far behind in that 22 machine. Looking pretty good P3 right now. Devin Smecker in second spot. Mark Whitley. There he is. Still has that throwback from last week at Texas. And Mark Martin paint scheme looking good. Comes around here. Where's he end up? Couldn't quite find him right there. Oh, there he is. P11. Good job right there for him. Scott Casoren on track right now. Again, some more throwbacks from last week. Actually, this is different. Budweiser paint scheme for him. Didn't rock that last week. Good stuff there for him. Christian Angel, 75 HDR machine. Pretty good P10 so far for him. Max Brady, last week's winner. First time winner in the series. Tell you what, look out for Flagship Motorsports this season as they get through. Max looking really good. Comes around right here. Going to get one lap again. Only one lap for the qualifying. That's all these drivers get. We'll watch real quick as Max goes around this track. Looking good right there. The San Antonio Karting Complex machine. Nobody else really on track right now. A couple guys actually, but we'll see where Max ends up. Trying to go for that top spot. Going to be P15 for Max Brady, so not exactly what he wanted. Daryl Young looks like he's not, didn't qualify, didn't get a lap locked in right there. Here's Frankie Barroso still waiting to get that first win of the season. And if I do recall, actually going to be out the next 2 weeks. So Talladega and Indianapolis. So he needs a really good points data today to kind of sustain him past those two races. Doesn't have that win yet to lock him into the playoffs. So right now, hoping for just those points. P5 right there for Frankie Barroso. Good stuff. Julio Villalobos. Right now rocking that 45 machine. Hasn't put down a lap just yet, but he's working his way to it. Big crowd today again, folks. Love to see this. About 31 drivers today in the field, which is awesome for a tough track of Dover. Villalobos is going to finish 24th for his qualifying lap. About 20 more seconds to go here. A bunch of these guys, Tim Robb, Jackson Anderson, a couple of guys are going to be starting off in the back. It looks like by choice, unless they hit the wall on that lap, and that can be killer. So right now, Brandon Six going to be your pole sitter as we sit. Looks like nobody else is going to be trying to go out for it. And that's going to be it right there. The checkered flag is out for qualifying. So Brandon Six will be your pole sitter today. Man, awesome job. We've seen Brandon Six get the pole this season so far. You talk about Motegi, being one of them. It's a big one, right? So he's still due for a win. And we've had 7 different winners in the first 7 races. So when does Brandon Six win his first time this season? We know it's coming. Today could be it. Right now, warm-up session is underway. Race control typically lately has been going this entire distance. So we'll take a quick break. Thank some sponsors before we go green here. And then we'll come back and explain how this race is going to go down today. Stick around, folks.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
All right, folks, welcome back today to the SickTrophies 225 at Dover Motor Speedway. So right now, the boys down on track are warming up right now. Qualifying's over. Brandon Six is your pole sitter today. So right now, just doing some warm-up practicing. Typically, race control will do this for them just to give them some time to do some green flag pit stop practice and things like that. So really smart stuff. But right now, again, Dover is the beginning of our mid-season madness tournament, and going to be a lot of fun today starting that off. How that basically works, kind of think of it as like an in-season tournament, kind of like what the NBA starting to do. I know NASCAR also announced recently something like this as well, so pretty cool that we kind of started the trend, maybe, I like to believe, but it's a lot of fun. So basically how it works is today, entering this race, the top 20 drivers in the points at the beginning of this race are the mid-season madness 20 drivers. So basically, as they come in, the current points leader, he'll be starting dead last, 20th in that point standings. The 20th place driver will start first, so he'll have 20 points. The P1 guy right now in the standings starts in with 1 point. So basically, it just kind of flip-flops. And every race, after this race, depending on how the points end up, 10 drivers get eliminated. Next week at Talladega, it'll go from 10 to 5. And Indianapolis in 2 weeks will be the mid-season madness 5 drivers, and that'll basically work like a normal championship race, right? The driver who finishes ahead of the other 4 will be the mid-season madness tournament champion. So cool stuff. Kind of breaks up all the monotony of the middle of the season, and always a good time. So last season was our first time attempting it, I believe, and it was a good time. So right now, wrapping up the warm-up session, we'll go down to the pits here in just a second as they wrap this up. A lot of guys practicing their times and all kinds of stuff, so we're going to get this thing underway here in just a minute. But stages today, there's 2 stages. Lap 40 and lap 100 will be the stages today. 225 laps will be the mark to get to. And man, today, I'll tell you what, we've had 7 different winners in the first 7 races. So today is race number 8. Can we get another new race winner? Have some heavy hitters out there without a win yet, right? Mark Whitley, Brandon Six, Frankie Barroso. A lot of guys can get this thing done today, but right now we're going to go down trackside for the beginning of the race. And there they are, our sponsors today, our partners. Looking so damn good. Harpoon Design, Premier Setups, Admin Box, Hosky, Cardano. Lord have mercy. So many good. I'll tell you what, we are so lucky to have all the best sponsors and partners in the business. Let's go down trackside real quick. We'll take a look at the starting lineup. Brandon Six on the pole today in that 66. Could it be today his win? First win of the season. Never know. Devin Smecker in P2. Not on the grid just yet, but he will be shortly. Andrew Phipps rolling off in 3rd spot. There he is. Whoops, Brandon Bowie There he is, P4. Frankie Barroso, P5. Thomas George, another heavy hitter. I know that dude can win. When's it happen? Nick Lights. Same thing. He's good for a win or two every season. And Nick Lights, definitely going to knock on that door here pretty soon. Jeremy Millerin, great run here, P8. Blaze Crawford, a race winner already, P9. Tyler Dohar, qualified well today. Got a feeling we're going to see him in the front of the pack today quite a bit. Christian Angel rolling off P11. Michael Johnson up next. There he is. Trevor Zalesny, Mark Whitley rolling off 14th place. Joseph Mealy loves this place. He tells me every time, man, I love Dover. Can't wait to go there. So I expect Mealy to do really well today. Matthew Pont, 17th. Dylan Bates in 18th. Ryan Dunkelberger, P19. And then 20th, Austin Salyers. Rounding out the top last 10 of the field, Sobel, Villalobos, Thomas Meeks, James Kaufman, Daryl Young, Grant Salzano, Scott Gasorn, Jackson Anderson, Tim Robb, and then Richard Woodruff. Marshall Harris looks like didn't get the green flag, so not sure if he's out buying dinner or maybe his dad bought a new truck. I don't know yet, but we'll find out soon enough. Some of you guys will get that joke and some of you won't, and that's fine. But here we go, though. Pace car light still on. Going to be going green here in just a second. Everyone gets lined up here. Big thanks to you folks for being here, watching the stream, watching race day, and supporting ASRA. A lot of cool stuff coming up. And, man, we're pumped up to get that thing going on. So, Mid-Season Madness tournament today. 3 big tracks and 3 really different tracks coming up. Dover today, right? Mile track, concrete. Next week, Talladega. And then after that, the Indianapolis Oval. So a lot of fun. A lot of challenging tricks up ahead. So should be a lot of fun. But Brandon Six, Devin Strack are going to lead us off here. Stage 1. 40 laps to go in the first stage. It'll go by quick. Do we go green? Do we get some cautions? You never know. Dover is pretty well known for some long green flag runs, but we will see how this ends up. All right, folks, here we go. Green flag about to be out in the air. SickTrophies 225. And green we are. So far, so good. Right down the backstretch. A lot of these guys are going to be having a hard time on corner entry. That's going to be a big one today. But also, too, oh, big smack of the wall. Oh, big wreck at the back, too, I think. Matthew Pont hard into the wall on turn 4 right there, I believe it was. That one got really shaken up. Lap number 2. Our first caution. Jackson Anderson, I believe, got involved there as well. As a beat up front ends. I'm not sure who it was alongside Pont. He definitely got the worst of it as well. So we'll go back and take a look. I was just about to say the corner exits are going to be pretty loose and it can be hard as well. But let's go back. It doesn't give me an exact driver here. We'll take a look. Okay, so the one, oh man, also involving Max Brady, our winner from last week. Goes around right here. So it looks like the one just kind of snapped loose. Sobel going to be in this as well. Yeah, some big damage there. 45 sneaks through. Villalobos. Try and get a bit of an earlier look at this here. Here he is. Matthew Pont. Try and get an angle. He looks like, yeah, the front end kind of pointing down. Going to hit the apron here. That's going to bobble it. And yeah, man, yeah, just unfortunately kind of goes around. You're kind of in that sucker hole at that point with Max Brady. This is one of those places that's so narrow and so tight. I mean, these wrecks are going to happen. And when they do, it's going to involve a lot of people, and that did right there. So a couple of guys coming down pit road early. Dohar as well comes down early. He wasn't involved in that wreck, but a couple of guys going to be choosing to partake. That Brady machine, not too bad. It looks like the right front has some scrapes on it. I don't know it's going to be killer, but Daryl Young, I don't think he got involved there as well. Again, maybe just some fuel, potentially. Yeah, Anderson has that. The front end just kind of bounced right back out, so that's good news for Anderson. I feel like I've mentioned it before in prior broadcasts, but I feel like we've been seeing that a lot lately, and I don't know if it's just my, graphic settings or whatnot, but I feel like I've been seeing more and more drivers, they get into a wreck, but then they kind of like net code out of it. Like the damage just kind of pops out of place, and it goes, back to, it goes back to, looking just fine. So I don't know if that's a new thing or not, but the front of Jackson's car looks pretty clean. So either way, first caution, lap number 2, and that can happen. This track is going to be pretty treacherous, and unfortunately for those guys, in the back of the field, you got to be careful, right? Because it's when you qualify back there or stay back there by choice, these things can happen, right? But Jackson Anderson, hey, has the win at Daytona. Max Brady has the win last week. So they're locked into the playoffs no matter what, right? And no one's really running away with this thing with playoff points. So getting a win is key this season, it seems like. And that win is key. It's huge. But there's guys right now who are in that are looking out, potentially. If you look at Frankie Barroso in P4, right? He's looking pretty good points-wise for sure. But he's going to miss Indy. He's going to miss Talladega next week. I know that for a fact. So that's going to be tough. What do you do there, right? So it's, he's got to hope his points last and keep him in that top 12. But that goes for a lot of these guys too. You just can't have new winners. And the new winners kind of bumps everyone down one, but that can happen. Everyone choosing right now, up high or down low. Making their choice nice and apparent. We love that. Marshall Harris in the chat. 5 laps down already. Marshall, do tell. Why are you 5 laps down, my sir? My king. All right, we're going to try it again. Lap number 6. Going to go start on lap number 7. I think we're going to see some cautions tonight. I meant to say this pre-race. I think we're going to see some cautions, and I think they might be big ones. Again, going back to my fact that it's a pretty narrow track and things like that, I think we'll see some pretty big cautions. But I do think at some point this thing will settle down, and I think stage 3, if I had to guess, is going to be a long green flag run. So we'll see how it goes. Either way, going to restart this race here. The SickTrophies 225. The Geico restart zone. Devin Spracker, Brandon Sick. Here we go. Looking pretty good right now for this top 10, just about. Middle of the pack right here. Brandon Bowie going to try and stay behind his teammate right there, Frankie Barroso. Further on back, this great drone cam. A lot of guys bouncing off the wall there. Woodruff and I think Villalobos might have done that right there, but so far so good as we're going through the field. This will definitely straighten out. This is a track kind of known for a single groove. The outside line might not be the greatest, in the long run. It'll work now, but it won't work on old tires. So long green flag runs I do expect at some point. Mark Whitley, though, under fire here by Blaze Crawford. Whitley has that preferred lane down low. Crawford burning up a lot of his stuff, though, to try and maintain the outside line. Squeezes Crawford just a little bit. Into the wall too. Millerin, oh boy, don't go 3 wide here. He thought about it. Really good battle though. Brandon 6 out front, Smecker, and then Lights in third. Trying to make it happen. Good stuff all around. Single file for the most part. Outside of that top 5, really. Michael Johnson getting around Salyers right here. It's going to be about 17th spot. Everyone else, though, pretty well single file. Sobel just involved in that wreck right there. Has some front end damage. Doesn't look like it's affecting that car too much. That's good news. He'll have plenty of time to fix that damage. So good stuff right there. Take a look back up front. So Whitley ended up making that move happen. Crawford fell back a while. Look at this. Holy. He just turned away from this, and Crawford 6 spots down. So that can happen just like that. The Monster Mile is no joke. Speaking of no joke, let's talk about Cardano for a second. Let's ride on board and give you guys the Hosky Hot Lap. We love to do this. Take a look at what Nick Lights is dealing with right here. He's behind his teammate, Devin Smecker. And Nick was fast in practice, so he definitely has the pace today. Andrew Phipps right behind him. Both of these guys hungry for a win. Devin has that win from earlier at Kansas, so he's locked into the playoffs. But these boys right now looking bad fast. Brandon 6, though, we know how hungry he is, but these Murphy Esport guys, I'll tell you what, look out for them, because they know how to get this job done. Looking pretty good. Steady wheel, not getting loose on corner exit. Turn 2 right here, typically a bad turn for that. Looking very, very sharp already. Dylan Bates up front. Look at this too. Trevor Zelazny. A couple of guys that really feel like, you know, I think these are kind of standout guys, right? Dylan Bates, new this season. And I really feel like he's the kind of guy that can, you know, can also win. I think in the right circumstance, you know, similar to what John Hagan did earlier this season at Motegi. I think if you give him the right circumstance, Dylan Bates can win. I really believe that. Trevor Zelazny, I think he needs to find a couple more things. Maybe some long run speed, things like that. But overall, Trevor's been very impressive as well, too. So overall, good stuff. Dylan Bates actually right now going to make a move here. Download to Andrew Phipps. Marshall Harris coming back on track right now. Where is he? There he is. Oh, Woodruff. Just saw the back end of that. Woodruff, I think, locked the brakes up there in turn 1. I heard it for sure. Nobody got involved there. No incident. That was pretty close. Good stuff all around. Schmecker still in P2. Whitley on the move right here. Oh, watch the wall. Got into it. And I feel like so far, that's kind of the story for Mark Whitley this season, right? I mean, again, 2-time champion in the series. He knows how to get it done. He's extremely quick. But I feel like this season, I feel like his mistakes have been kind of homegrown. As we see Grant Salzano, his teammate, really off the pace right there. A lap down, but Mark Whitley's fast. Just has to kind of put a race together and not make mistakes and just get to the front, which we know he can do. As we see Blaze Crawford making a move here as well to Jeremy Millerin. Going to go 3 wide here. Grant Salzano really off the pace. I'm not sure if he has damage, but at least a lap down right here. Looking pretty slow. Chooses the high line again. I don't visibly see any damage here. Maybe on the right side. Excuse me. But yeah, not a lot there. So We'll have to get a word from him at some point. Brandon Bowie moving on down here. Takes the spot away from his teammate, Andrew Phipps, and then Blaze Crawford right there as well. Might be a 2-for-1 deal. Maybe not. Crawford, though, inching his way back to the front. We know how fast Crawford is. Just won recently. Won the Same State Showdown a little while back and looking pretty good. Here we go. Frankie Barroso, 2 on the high side. Joseph Mealy kind of comes up right there a little bit. Hold on to it. Oh, these boys are not liking what's going on here. Try and get an angle from behind Phipps. Frankie going to get around here, but man, oh boy. Defensive blocking. Phipps so close to Milleren's bumper there, but holds off. Smart move. Daryl Young going to try and go 3 wide down low right here as well. It's a great, comes up though, so you got to be careful with that. That's the part. If you're going to make that move, you can't come up and he's going to get right into Mealy right here. Woo. These boys, there is no patience here on lap 27. But so far, they're making it work. Dunkelberger looking pretty good too. 13th right here. Started P20, so on the move as well. Looking really, really good. But that's kind of the key, right? If you're going to make that move that Daryl does right there, you have to be confident that you can get into the corner and stay low. Because you know you're going to be 3 wide right there, right? So you got to just get into the corner a little bit earlier than you think. Maintain. Oh, Zelazny here. Holy, cannot believe he saved that. I thought he was going to spin out on the apron, come right back on the track, but man, Zelazny's fallen off right here quite a bit. Definitely burned up those tires, man. He was up front and looking good, but that's the thing. Got to hold on to that rubber. Brandon 6 up front, though, but Devin Smecker, he has found something because he's there. He's 0.4 of a second back, and he has not really lost anything right here, right? 10 laps to go until stage 1's complete. I'm pretty impressed by Smecker right now, looking to get his 2nd win of the season. Light's not too far back either, which is great. Bates in P4. Blaze Crawford back up again to P5 after battling with Whitley for a while there. And now Frankie trying to make a move around Whitley here as well. These boys, I keep seeing them 3 and almost 4 wide, I feel like at times. Oh, yellow flag. Looks like Josh Sobel. Oh, he might be beached here on the apron. Nope, he's going to be good to go. And that's off the, it's on the entrance of turn 3, so he might have been loose all the way through the backstretch. Let's go back and take a look. So battling Scott Gasorin right here. Oh yeah, I just got loose. Just straight up got loose. Very similar to what happened to Pont on lap 2 here. Just kind of got loose. Off he went. Oh man, gets right into Tim Robb as well. Don't believe anybody else, but yeah, that's gonna bring a caution every single time. But pit stops back underway here. And this is a curious one. This is lap 32. So what, you know, I think right now, right? You know, what do you do if you're one of these guys? Thomas George coming down pit road. Dohar right here, Zelazny. A couple of guys are pretty beat up, so they're going to fix some damage here, but Miller and George, Bowie. These are fast guys, right? Dohar. Interesting calls here to see what they can do. Either way, though, second caution. We're 8 laps away from our stage 2 break. Our stage 1 break, excuse me. So we are getting there pretty soon. You know, and maybe if you're Dohar right there, Millerin, you know, Brandon Bowie, George, maybe you're thinking, hey, you know what? It's lap 32. Let's come down now, take tires, take our fuel, and, you know, maybe right after this caution, you know, we restart, another one comes out, right? And then we only have really, I mean, 1 or 2 lap old tires under green conditions. So maybe they start off, you know, stage 2 with those tires, and they get all that track position. So we'll see if that's the case as this stage 1 comes to an end here pretty soon. 7 laps to go. So we'll step aside for a second. Thank you, some sponsors. We'll come right back. All right, welcome back, folks. It is the end almost of stage 1 here for the SickTrophies 225. We'll talk more about them here in just a second as the stage break approaches us. But right now, Devin Sprecher, Brandon Sick going to be up front again for the restart, working our second caution of the night after an incident a second ago with Josh Sobel. So up front, though, Sprecher and Six. Got lights right here, Dylan Bates. Bunch of guys looking to get this stage win and get that 1 extra playoff point. Here we go. We're going to have 5 laps to go here for the stage end. If yellow comes out, that will be the stage conclusion. Here we go. Green flag is back out. Six leads us off here. Great run right there. Dylan Bates sneaks into P2 as well. Man, what does he have here for Brandon Six? Can he get to the front and steal the stage win? All the way through the field, looking pretty good. Still some 2 wide action going on. Thomas Meeks back there a little bit. Almost 3 wide there. Duggenberger down low of Meeks. Looking extremely fast here. A couple of guys bouncing off that outside wall of turn 4. That will be hard to do. But so far, so good. Brandon Sick's going to be leading this field right now. A little bit further back, we're seeing Daryl Young. Again, Meeks, Salyers, and Villalobos all battling here. This is for about 14th spot, so a couple more positions. They can get to that top. Oh, Jackson Anderson. Big move right here in front of Mark Whitley. Oh, no, and a big, huge wreck. Oh, my word. What happened? Either way, that'll be the end of stage 1. Brandon Six will be the winner of that, but man, huge wreck here for Meeks. Anderson got involved as well. Mark Whitley involved. I don't think Whitley actually had that much damage. I think he kind of got... Where is he here? Yeah, the front end actually looks pretty decent. Left side, perhaps some damage, but let's go back. That will be the stage end. But just to clear up what actually happened here, man, that was a lot. Christian Angel involved. So here we go. So we'll look into, so Anderson's right here. I want to get a chopper view if we can of some kind. Here we go. Try and figure out what happens here. So Anderson down. Oh, so Mark into the outside wall here. And then, yeah, Anderson just kind of reacts. I'm not sure really if that was netcode or whatnot, but man, yeah, Anderson just kind of cleans him out. Michael Johnson back there as well. Got some damage. Not too bad. That's Christian Angel right there in the 75. Dunkelberger sneaks through. Man, yeah, big move. Let's get a ride on board with Anderson, actually. I want to see what this looks like from his view. Just see how, how he kind of reacts here to Whitley hitting that wall. What'll happen here this next corner, I believe. Oh, Jackson was already loose, it looks like to me. Yeah, I mean, it seems like Jackson was kind of already loose there because he was fighting, trying to stay low. But man, yeah, Anderson, big error there for sure. Either way, that is the stage end, as we mentioned. A lot of guys pitting right here. Miller and Whitley, obviously. All these guys who were back there. No real damage I see on that 77. Try and look back at it. Yeah, car looks pretty clean, actually, considering. So, don't see a whole lot going on there. That's good news for sure. Thomas Meeks definitely got some damage. Yeah, look at that. Not too good. Anderson's car is pretty well beat up. Max Brady actually still on pit road, so not good. Not good. Bunch of guys here. They're looking like they're going to be staying up front. So Thomas George looks like he'll be staying up front here. Marshall Harris will be that wave around. So we'll try and bring in Brandon Six if we can real quick to talk about stage one and how he won it. See if we have time real quick. What's going on, Brandon Six? We'll bring you in real quick just to talk about stage one. You won stage one. Congrats. And looking pretty good out there. Kind of minimal caution so far, but definitely looks to be pretty tricky. How's it from your end?
It's pretty good. I mean, I haven't had to really deal with the pack yet a whole lot. So I guess I'll see here how it is in dirty air. And working with all these guys back here, it sounds like it's pretty aggressive based on some of my teammates. So we'll see what we got here for the rest of the race.
All right, man. Hey, good luck. Good job that stage one, and good luck rest of the race, man.
Yep, thanks, Steve.
All right, there he is, Brandon Six, doing what he does, man, and that's looking very, very fast. So we'll see how it goes as we get this thing going here. But yeah, right now, going to be a restart. Stage 2. It's going to end on lap 100, so keep that in mind. Still a long way to go, though, to get this thing wrapped up. Green flag racing. A little bit. Thomas George up front. Grant Salzano in the front of the field as we begin stage 2 here in just a second. Here we go. Pace car in. New stage. And new faces up front. Green flag is out. So far, so good. 1 lap into stage number 2. Right now, Brandon Six retakes that lead from his teammate Thomas George. Trying what he can. We know how fast he is. Thomas George, though, looking very good here on this restart. Grant Solzano did not get a good jump on the outside lane, so he's going to try and recover what he can here. Back of the field, too, looking pretty dicey. A lot of the guys in the back of the field here trying to work some damage off from stage 1 incidents, but so far really not too bad as we've seen. Just some awesome angles here of this monster mile at Dover. Always a good time. A couple of guys though fading back. Frankie Barroso here on the inside, but Mark is looking pretty great. On the outside, definitely has not slowed down that car. Looking pretty quick. And Austin Salyers on the outside there too, in that teal machine, teal and black. Looking pretty quick just the same, so good stuff. Stage 2 is a bit longer as well, so about 20-ish laps longer than stage 1, so expect to see, you know, these guys will have to, if this thing stays green, I'll put it that way, if this race stays green in stage 2, they will have to pit once, for sure. It's about fuel can go about 45 laps, I believe, is what my numbers were. So far, really looking pretty good. This huddle right here, really pretty close racing. Oh, Dunkelberger almost lost it. Held on to that beautifully, though. Joseph Mealy up front, kind of trying the high line here. Can ride on board real fast and see what he's dealing with here. Go for that Hosky hot lap. He's back down low now behind Phipps. Might try and pass him here on the outside. Whitley's still hitting that wall out of turn 4. Looking really good. A whole mirror full of Salyers there. His teammate Devin Sprecher in front as well. Looking pretty good. These guys kind of look tight on entry, but maybe a little bit loose off, if I had to guess, just based on the wheel. But so far, good stuff for Joseph Mealy. Currently a top 8, so that's fantastic as he works these high banks here. Lead change right now. Dylan Bates has the lead. Blaze Crawford going to be going down there. New lead change right here, Blaze Crawford. But these guys, I can promise you, they are not saving tires right now. They want this stage win. They want that camera time. And they're getting it. Blaze Crawford up front. Dylan Bates right there as well. Another good-looking ride there for Flagship Motorsports. Made by Harpoon Design, as always. Dylan Bates in P2. Dylan's karaoke bar on the side of it. Sounds like a fun time. Mark Willey up to 3rd spot. So again, that car, even after that wreck at the end of stage 1, is not all that affected. The right side's a bit damaged up from kissing the oil a few times, but not too bad. Thomas George working his teammate now, Brandon Six, up high. And you can just tell, Six is just not trying to kill his tires. It's a long race. It's a long stage 2. And the one thing I've noticed out of this season so far is that a lot of these guys who, have been winning races, they're kind of saving a set of tires in stage 2, right? So they'll kind of take it easy in stage 2, first half, and then when they pit, they'll take the fuel only, but not the tires, right? They'll save the tires, the tire change until stage 2 end, and then that leaves them an extra set for stage 2 or 3, excuse me. So, which is a smart move. So expect to see, the heavy hitters, maybe Whitley or Six, obviously Six back to 9th right now. So he is definitely holding on to that car. It's a hard thing to do because you see all these cars passing, but beginning of stage 3, he'll thank himself. I mean, Smecker as well, back here is, in P11. Daryl Young bouncing back actually quite well too in that black and yellow machine. He was way down in the charts earlier. Got involved lightly in a wreck, stage 1, but right now up to P12. So great run for Daryl. And man, next week at Talladega, really excited to get there after this race here. Daryl's got a really cool paint scheme for next week and a really cool sponsor as well. So Talladega, he's won the last 2 races at Talladega, the last 2 seasons, so he's going for that triple. See if we can do that next week. Should be a lot of fun this time around. But up front still, Blaze Crawford, Dylan Bates getting pretty close as well. And if I had to guess, these guys are going to be taking tires at the end of stage 2. It's the only thing I can guess at this point, because the races are kind of built in a way, folks, where stage 1, they can make it on fuel easily. So burn your stuff up, and send it, right, for stage 1. Stage 2, though, you really have to be careful with the tires because you only get 4 sets over the wall. So you'll probably take a tire set after stage 1, right? And then you'll probably take a tire set in the middle of stage 2 because you have to pit on fuel, or you can take it at the end of stage 2. A lot of guys take it at the end of stage 2 and just kind of rough it out for the entirety of stage 2 so that they can save a set of tires at the end. Now, if stage 3 goes green, like we have seen this season, then those 2 tire sets are massive because you're going to have to pit twice based on fuel mileage. So if you take a set of tires in the middle of stage 2, guess what? That's not going to work for you. So it all depends on what these guys decide to do, but everyone looking pretty quick. Andrew Phipps looking quick as well. He's had a streak, not really a streak, I guess, but he had a stretch there at Motegi in I believe the next race, Chicagoland, I believe it was, where he just kind of was a casualty of his own devices, right? He spun out a couple times, but man, he is just so quick. And so far, though, this is looking like a race that Andrew is putting together. Same thing with Mealy, right behind him, right? Extremely quick, loves this track, and looking very, very good so far. So really good stuff for all the Murphy Esport guys. All of them actually in the top 10. So very solid effort for these boys. Further on back, just to give you a quick update on a few guys. Thomas Meeks looks like out of the race right now. Marshall Harris down. Let's take a look real quick. Get a word here in just a second. We'll find out where exactly he is. But Anderson on track, but that car's pretty well beat up. Millerin. Yeah, so Meeks out of the race for there. Marshall Harris 19 laps down. Anderson, Miller, and Brady 1 lap down. So Brady is in that spot for the lucky dog. Christian Angel out as well. So unfortunate for those guys. But a lot going on still. A lot of drivers. Max Brady, here he is. He is the lucky dog candidate. So if we get a caution here, he'll be the one to get that wave around. Car's pretty well beat up, though, I will say, on the right front, but still making it work. But again, this is why that win is just so key to get. It locks you in no matter what else happens this season before we get there. Mark Whitley on the outside again, still trying to get around Mealy, I believe it looks like. Oh, Whitley, excuse me, actually falling back. So he was up front. Actually, he was in third at one point a second ago, but those tires falling off pretty quick, it looks like. But that's kind of the thing, right? What do you do? Do you kind of play the strategy game as if cautions are going to come out, or do you do it as if it's going to stay green, right? And that's kind of the hard part sometimes. And Whitley falling back a little bit. Maybe he thought a caution will come out about halfway through this stage, but that so far has not happened. And right now we're looking pretty good all the way up front. Dylan Bates, your leader right now, catching some of the cars in the back of the field. Villalobos as well as Michael Johnson, I believe. Oh, Anderson, excuse me. So putting some drivers a lap down here already. But good stuff here out of Dylan Bates, Blaze Crawford. Thomas George looking to get his first win as well. Changed up the paint scheme. He told me after last week, he's like, man, you know what? I got to change the paint scheme up just to change the luck. And he's been a guy who's been extremely quick, but just hasn't really produced, you know, a string of good finishes, right? Either got, you know, involved in wrecks or got wrecked or, you know, was the wrecker. One of those things, but it's all good. He's doing a great job today so far. Dunkelberger as well, kind of in that category I would put as George. We know Dunkelberger's quick, but hasn't really had the ability to kind of string together a bunch of races. Just saw Daryl Young way up. Oh man, big wreck right here. Looks like Daryl got into the side of, I believe that was Trevor Zelazny. Also bumped his teammate too. Man, what happened there? Go back and take a look, but I'm not sure if that was. Let's take a look. So Daryl way up high right here. Into the wall. So I don't know if he just missed the corner completely, but comes down kind of middle. Oh, and he just, man, just timed that really bad. Not sure if he thought that he would have a gap there, but that was not great on that 71. Let's go back even for, I want to see kind of the couple corners behind it and see if, yeah, like what happens around here? Like, was there beef at all with that 23? Oh no, yeah, Daryl just kind of misses it. Yeah, I mean the closing right was just really, really fast and just did not. Yeah, just a poor judgment, I guess, really on the 71. But at a short track like this, that can happen. But man, it's not going to be too happy for Whitley. Whitley again involved in a second wreck that was not his fault. So not good news for him. But a bunch of guys coming down pit road, and this is kind of the issue right now. Here's the issue. Lap 75. We're in that realm, right, where you got to come down pit road, take the fuel. So we're seeing everyone come down. Zelazny, Millerin, Max Brady here. A bunch of these guys all got some damage to fix at least. Villalobos, I think, is fine, but still servicing that car. But the top bunch here, Six, Bowie, and Barroso, all on that strategy of kind of holding on to their tires and making it work, and looks like that is the case. So we're going to step aside real quick, let this all work out before we go back green here, and we'll come right back.
fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
All right, welcome back into the SickTrophies 225. We are here in Dover Motor Speedway, getting ready to get this thing back going. Oh, yellow flag came back out again, so it looks like we'll be extending this caution just one more lap. Sometimes that can happen if the back of the field is a little stacked up too bad and whatnot, so all good. But lap 100, it's going to be the end of stage 2, so we're getting there for sure. Only our fourth caution, really only our third for incident, as one of the cautions were the stages. So far, a really pretty good race, I will say. We've had green flag runs, but sometimes little mistakes here and there have caused some yellow flags. So let's see how long we can go here. But I feel pretty confident we're going to see some even longer green flag runs as stage 3 begins pretty soon. So big thanks to you folks as we're under caution once more. Just for watching, supporting us. If all of you can just, hey, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It actually goes quite a bit for algorithms as far as reachability for people and putting it in front of people. So it's all good. Helps the sponsors, helps the fans, all kinds of stuff. So we appreciate it. But right now, yeah, going to go back green flag racing here. Looks like we have the pace car lights out. Brandon Six, Brandon Bowie, and Frankie Broso, all teammates, Bowie Sport teammates. So these guys choosing to kind of save their tires, you know, earlier in the stage, you know, to get to this point if the yellow came out, which it did. So now they have to hold on to it, see about saving that set of tires. So Dylan Bates right there as well, Crawford. A lot of these guys looking pretty good. So we'll see how this goes. But lap 78, going to go back green here on lap 79. So about 21 laps to go here before stage 2 ends. Here we go, pace car down. Gonna go back green. Brandon Six, Brandon Bowie, teammates up front. Geico restart zone, we're back green right now for the SickTrophies 225. Smucker down low right here of Dunkelberger trying to get that spot for a top 10 right here. Has looked good all day long. Just trying to navigate this tough track. Nick Light right there as well down below. Andrew Phipps. His teammate in front, Joseph Mealy. All on the line right there. Smucker not too far back either. Good stuff for those boys. Crawford working on Bowie right here on the outside lane. Can he clear him? Not quite yet. The inside is just so much better, especially on fresh tires. But Whitley and Tim Robb on the outside as well. Tim Robb's looking pretty good. He got caught up earlier on in the stage 1 incident, but since then he's worked his way back up again. So up 15 spots on the day. It's a really good day for him so far. Oh, into the wall there for Zelazny. You got to be careful. If you're side by side somebody, if you hit that wall, you're going to bounce off of it like Zelazny just did. That could be bad news. Single file already for about the top 10 as we see it. Villalobos back here as well in P10. Working with also his teammate Thomas George. Looking to get himself a better spot. Sobel, man, just hurries by right there. I know we have some fans of Josh Sobel in the chat, and there he is. Looking good. I will say he had an issue earlier on in stage 1, a wreck, but he definitely got that car fixed, and he is moving to the front of the pack here. Right now in P10. Clears Schumacher here, and Phipps maybe in the same corner. Those fresh tires, I'll tell you what, they make a huge difference. Sobel making it work right now. But that's the thing, right? You know, when a car, Schumacher and Phipps right there collide. Looks like they're going to be okay, but man, that was close. Between that 22 and the 26. What I was saying though, that's kind of the key thing right now, right? If you're Sobel, man, you know, if you want to get any kind of like momentum, right? Taking tires at a caution, right, you know, like that, it's a tough thing to do because you know it kind of screws you for stage 3. But if you can set yourself up for a good stage 3 with track position, right, that might be kind of nice. You also get some stage points out of it. All depends on what you kind of want to do, but Sobel definitely flying to the front. Brandon Six, though, up front still. Has about a 0.3 of a second lead over his teammate Frankie Barroso, who's also still looking to get that win in the column. Hasn't quite gotten it just yet. Villalobos right here as well. Another guy, man, on those fresh tires. And that'll make a huge difference right here. So Villalobos going to try and go for a stage win. And these are his teammates. Keep that in mind. So, hey, sometimes teammates are on the same page. Sometimes they're not. But look at this. Villalobos going to be flying around. Kind of missed the corner there a little bit, but around his teammate. So Villalobos going to be leading the race right now on lap 88. There he is. The man from Mexico. Julio Villalobos to the front of the field here. Good dude. Love to see him up front. He's kind of had a up and down season so far, and obviously this is, you know, it's tough, right? Because stage 2, hey, a stage win is a stage win. That means to take less tires at the end. You never know how this race is going to end up, right? In stage 3, maybe he doesn't need 2 sets of tires at the end. Maybe he just needs 1. Who knows? But either way, Villalobos looking pretty good. Sobel 2 really flying through the field here. Down low. The Harpoon Design Racing Team driver. Down low here of Blaze Crawford making a good move here. And Sobel, by the way, speaking of the Mid-Season Madness tournament, he was entering this race the 20th driver in the point standing. So he enters this race as the #1 ranked driver for the tournament. So maybe he's thinking, you know what? I want that tournament win. I want to move on to next week at Talladega. And he wants those points. Either way, a cool accomplishment for Sobel, trying to get up to the front. Lap 92, though, so 8 more laps to go for the leader, Villalobos, to get to the end of stage 2. As we get down to it, Sobel going to pass Bowie in 6 here like cake, but does Sobel have enough to catch Villalobos here? He's 3 seconds back. He's going to put down some heaters to do it, but we will see. A couple of guys in the back too. Dylan Bates, Marshall Harris, 19 laps down. Looks like he might have taken fresh tires there, but a bunch of guys. Mealy still holding on to that top 10. Phipps in 10th spot. Tim Robb so far a great bounce back off of the incident earlier. Tim Robb has been having some fantastic finishes as of late. I know sometimes there's some drivers that aren't necessarily the happiest with him and his team, but based on some things I've heard or in the Discord or whatnot, but at the end of the day, man, they produce results, and today is a good day for Tim Robb. I will say that for sure. As our coach up here, our new coach for the Patriots, I'm in Boston, Gerard Mayo, hey, hard work works, right? That's kind of his go-to saying, and Tim Robb and a bunch of these guys, that's working out for him today for sure. Villalobos, though, lap 96. So we're getting down to it. Sobel is faster right now, but he's not going to probably catch him here in the 3 laps we have remaining to get to the end of stage 2. Either way, Sobel getting that 9 extra points is huge for him and his season potentially. So good stuff all around. A couple of notables. Mark Whitley in 18th right now, holding on to that spot. Dunkelberger, P15. Daryl Young, who was involved in the incident earlier, up to P20 right now. Brandon Bowie in 21st. I'm not sure what happened there. He really fell off. He was in that top 3 at the beginning of that restart. So unless he's just, super saving his tires. But right there in 20, actually, hold on. Let's get that cockpit view. Is he saving gas right here? Oh, he is. You can hear clutching it in. I knew I heard something here on the exit, but yeah, clutching it in right there. Saving some gas. Uh-oh. Does he have enough to get to the end of this stage? About to soon find out. But Villalobos right here in P1 took the tires at that caution break about 30 laps ago. And right now, going to come around here to win stage number 2. Looking really good in that Saturday night Racing League 29 graphics machine. And here he is, Villalobos, the stage 2 winner. Right here for the SickTrophies 225. Man, great stuff for him. As well as Joshua Sobel in P2. Getting it done. Both of those boys took the 2 tires, or the 4 tires, excuse me, on that restart. Got themselves some stage points. Barroso P3, 6th and 4th. Blaze Crawford P5. Smucker Lights. Dylan Bates, Joseph Mealy, and Andrew Phipps all rounding out the top 10 there, getting those stage points. So fantastic job by Villalobos to get that done. We'll come back in just a second, folks. We'll talk to Villalobos after we talk to some of our sponsors. Stick around. It is rush hour traffic here on pit road at Dover Motor Speedway here for the SickTrophies 225. Man, it is a busy place. And right now, Villalobos works his way out. Again, he is the stage 2 winner, so we're going to bring him in real quick if we can. Talk to him real fast. Where is he? Where's old Villalobos? Aha, here it is. Here he is, Julio Villalobos, the winner of stage 2, man. Hey, looking pretty good up there. Obviously, it took the tires there on that caution in the middle of stage 2, but man, you got it done. You got the stage win, man. How's it feel?
Yeah, it's the first stage we win in all over. We win here. Feels great to finally win a stage, be on the points, and we are trying to get as much points as we can.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good, man. Obviously, it's going to help your standings case. You're going to have one less set of tires, I'm guessing, here for stage 3. So how do you think this, this race and this strategy is going to work out for you?
I think I'm even in tires with all the other guys. I didn't take tires at the end of the first stage, so I think I'm even in tires. Yeah. So.
Alrighty. Perfect. So you're looking really good then, man. Hey, good stuff. Good looking car, and good luck rest of the way, man.
Thank you, Steve.
There he is, man. Julio Villalobos, what a gentleman. Winning stage number 2. Didn't take tires, he said, at the end of stage 1, so that's really interesting to me. So that means he took tires for the first time right there in the middle of stage number 2. So interesting call. So that means he does have enough tires to go, which is an interesting call. So never really considered somebody not taking tires at the end of stage 1, but good stuff for Villalobos. Pretty sweet. So Sobel up front as well. He'll be the leader here. Marshall Harris going to be, I believe, getting his laps back. Yep, he's going to be getting that wave around, so off he goes there. But Sobel and Villalobos, the 1 and 2 from last stage, are going to be restarting this race in 1 and 2, so good stuff here. Frankie Barroso, Brandon Six right behind as well. Then you have Crawford, Smecker, Bates still in the picture there. Nick Lights. A lot of guys going for that first win of the season or even ever. You know, I mean, Villalobos, Sobel, Bates right there, Phipps, all looking to get their first wins. But right now we're going to be about almost halfway through the race. But really good racing so far. I honestly expected more cautions, you know, some more, you know, urgency and intensity, but we haven't really seen that. We've seen a little bit of it, but not to the level that I expected. So really good to see. And only really 3 cautions so far, minus the 2 cautions for stages. So pretty impressive. Let's see how stage 3 shakes out. With Josh Sobel, Julio Villalobos up front. Back at it here for the SickTrophies 225. Stage number 3 is underway. Green flag is out. Great run so far. Villalobos going to get swallowed up here quite a bit on the outside lane. A lot of fast guys in that top 5 right here. Frankie Barroso going to try and pounce on his teammate, Brandon Six. Six hits that apron. He's going to be really careful there about that, especially on exit. But he makes it happen. Barroso flies on by right there. Villalobos still holding on to it on the outside. Let's it go. And we know Six at some point is going to hold on to those tires and really save, but got to get through this initial start first of stage 3. Austin Sires looking pretty good too right here in that 13th spot, man. He came so close earlier on this season to win a race in Kansas, I believe it was. Just didn't have it happen. It's Frankie Barroso on the outside lane, makes a move here. Going to get that 1 lap lead, so that'll be a point in his tally. Good stuff there. Sobel gets a little up right there into Villalobos, but he makes it happen. Stays down low. Man, what good racing. I will say, I mean, Premier racing setups, they are the ones who give us these setups, man, and they are just so good. A lot of aggression. But they're doing it in a way where it's not producing cautions, right? It's not producing, you know, terrible racing, I guess is maybe what I could say. But really good stuff. Right now, 3 wide, though, almost. I thought for a second Sires might make that 3. Oh, Sobel down low here. Really out of shape, but kept that thing going straight. Good job there for that 79 to make it stick. Really impressed by a couple of guys here. Smecker, Lights. Both of these guys holding on to their cars. And looking fast. I mean, right now, you know, 4th and 5th place right here. I know Lights wants that win at some point, but these guys are really making it happen. Love to see this right here. 2 wide all the way through. And again, this stage is long. This is more than half of the race as we, right now, officially, are at the halfway point. But this right here, I mean, this is the part where, you know, man, you know you got to pit twice for fuel at a minimum, right? So maybe 40 and 40. So yeah, so you definitely have 2 stops to go for fuel if we stay green. But, you know, tires wise, if you save 2 sets, then you're going to be okay. But you got to put it all together. Matthew Ponta actually making a great recovery as well. Here he is, that number 1 machine. He was involved in that lap 2 incident, got loose. And, I mean, man, right here, I mean, making it happen. P9. Good recovery after a stage 1 incident so early in the race. A little further on back, quick update on a couple guys here. Scott Gasorn, Zelazny, Max Brady, all in the race still, but laps down. Grant Silzano's old, Daryl Young back here. Brandon Bowie back here as well. Not sure if he's hurt right here or if he has just a different strategy he's kind of working on, but either way, back here in the mix. Brandon Six as well, all the way back in 19. So I think they're trying something, you know, special here. We don't know what they're cooking just yet, but we know they are for sure. Dohar in P18, Richard Woodruff had an incident, or not an incident, I guess, but a moment earlier on where he locked the brakes up and kept it going. So far so good. Whitley, very up and down day for him. Keeps hitting the outside wall there, but definitely has this pace in that machine for sure. But has been the victim of 2 incidents really that weren't his fault, and got spun out in both of those. So he's just trying to do his own thing and get through the race. But looking good though in that Mark Martin throwback paint scheme. Love that, man. Matthew Pont working the down low right here, right in front of Murphy Eastboard drivers of the 2 and the 26. Looking pretty sharp for Matthew Pont as they sit. This crowd's getting pretty dialed in though. As right now, Frankie Barroso is the leader of this race. And interestingly enough, we see Frankie, you know, leading it, but we see his teammates Brandon Six and, you know, Bowie way back in the field. Excuse me. So looks like some alternate strategies here by some teammates. Villalobos actually showing some speed too, because I mean, look at, he's in P2 right here. He's holding off Blaze Crawford for a while. We know how fast he is. So really impressive run by Villalobos to really stay in this top 3. Good stuff. Michael Johnson. Man, here's a guy who last season could not catch a break, and this season he's done really good. I believe 4th in the points for overall standings. Having kind of a quiet season. You know, I talked about last week, Matthew Fleming, and how quiet his season's been, but how good he's been in the points, right? And man, Johnson's in that category too. Not really in the hunt for wins, but he's always up in the top 5, if not, you know, just outside the top 5. So really impressive stuff. I know he got a new PC in the off season. A lot of his issues last season were disconnection errors and internet related stuff like that. So good to see him in the hunt right now, getting himself into this race. Austin Salyers, again, another one looking really good, has shown speed at times. And today, I mean, P5 on the board, so looking very sharp. Tim Robb, the same thing. You know, he's kind of had, I would say, a very, you know, Michael Johnson-esque season as far as how I just described his season so far, right? Kind of quiet, you know, been involved in some wrecks, but man, he's right there at the end of these races when he needs to be. And so kind of leading the charge there for Apollo Motorsports, doing a fantastic job. Dylan Bates, the same thing, brand new driver into this series, and definitely has shown some speed in that 91 today especially, and looking today to get the top 5, if not better. Everyone else, though, for the most part, single file. Middle of the pack, about 14th on back right now is what we're looking at here. Andrew Phipps making a move here around Mark Whitley. Actually reversed that. Whitley passing Phipps. again, back on the hunt for him. James Kaufman, another quiet one, but I'll tell you what, Kaufman, he's a guy that I want to just shout out because, man, Kaufman is a guy that is so quiet, but he never gets involved in anything. I feel like he's never involved in an incident, never causes a wreck. Doesn't always have the pace, right? But he is just a guy who was always just consistently, clean and just, there, right? He's just a solid dude, and that's really good to have. So good stuff for James Kaufman for sure. Got to get him a Harpoon design paint scheme immediately because that paint scheme's just not it. But man, maybe we'll convince him soon enough. But good stuff right there either way. Scott Casorn got involved in earlier incidents. Same thing with Grant Salzano as well, but Grant earlier didn't have a car that looked banged up to me. It just looked like he was just off pace. So I'm not sure if he's just, driving the track wrong or if he has some kind of, issue with the car that we can't see. But either way, looking pretty decent right now. Still 23rd spot, not out of the race, but trying to hold on to it, get this thing wrapped up. Is that Brantley making fun of me again? Did I say toot sweet? I'm sure I did. I'm a mess. Frankie Barroso up front right here. Blaze Crawford in P2, about half a second back, so he is definitely catching a little bit, but not too bad. We're seeing a couple guys. Oh, never mind. This is Marshall Harris. Just kidding. He's right here coming down pit road. So good stuff there. Blaze Crawford. Michael Johnson ends up passing his teammate Villalobos. And Villalobos here holding on to a solid top 5 as we speak. And Tim Robb, again, right here in top 5. So a couple of guys here fighting. Mark Whitley and Austin Salyers here entering turn 3. I said immediately. I'm in shambles, man. I don't know what else to say. I have this issue where my brain talks faster than my mouth. I don't know what that means, but it happens. Anyway, big battles up front here. We're going to be getting to green flag pit stops here in just a couple laps, I believe. So I'm expecting them probably within 10 laps. About lap 140, they can probably go to 45, I guess. So, but around 10 laps from now, I expect to see some green flag stops. Michael Johnson working the lap down car with Marshall Harris here. A couple of guys looking pretty fast, but Six and Bowie back here holding on to it. Maybe trying to, one stop this race, or not one stop, but 2 stop perhaps. I don't know. Something up their sleeve, but a couple of guys here as well. Mealy, Dunkelberger, and that Oasis machine. I haven't said it enough, I don't think, but this paint scheme is sick. This, where is he? Dunkelberger, that Oasis sim racing. Man, look at that. I love that, like, Miami Vice kind of vibe. 80s colors, Man, dig that for sure. But overall, really, really good stuff by everyone. Devin Smecker here is the only one, I believe, of the Murphy boys who we have not ridden along with for the Hosky Hot Laps. Let's take a look at that real quick. See how he's navigating this track. Right in front, Scott Casorn a lap down. So really he's battling Andrew Phipps up there. That's going to be for 9th right now. So Smecker is currently sitting P10. Looks a little loose on exit, actually. That oversteer, overcorrection, excuse me, on the exit of turn 4 right here. A little bit right there, but looks pretty good for Smecker. So holding on to it pretty tight right there, right now in P10. Ooh, little correction had to be happening there, but good stuff for Smecker. Holding on to the wheel, making it look good. Blaze Crawford got around Frankie Barroso here as we were riding aboard Smecker. So Crawford looks like he's showing some long run speed. Oh, Frankie really had to correct himself there. Almost lost it. But good stuff here. New leader, Blaze Crawford. Has some lap down cars here. Trevor Zelazny, Grant Salzano. Big stacker. This is going to be really bad for Frankie. Didn't have a good, clean way through there. That's never a fun time, but good run. Has got to get around Trevor here. Same thing with Michael Johnson. He's right there trying to get around this lap traffic. That's why it's kind of nice to have, you know, long green flag runs on these shorter tracks, or really tracks in general, because you do at some point get lap down traffic, and these boys just aren't used to that, right? Because usually we get cautions in short enough intervals where you don't have lap down traffic, right? You have, you know, just the leaders in front of you or whoever it is. But so far, really, really good stuff for these guys. Nick Light's actually making a great move right here. Look at this paint scheme, man. Fresh and hot off the press here. Cardano on the side, but on the hood, Stuff.io. Man, what a good looking paint scheme that is. Stuff.io, man, go check them out. I saw him on X earlier on, joining their Murphy Esport team. Really cool stuff right there. No pun intended. And, man, happy to have them just in the league, on the car, in front of the fans. So really cool stuff right there. But Nick Lights, man, looking really, really sharp in P4, actually, as we sit. So good stuff right now. Villalobos holding on to that fifth spot still. Dylan Bates up to P6. So overall, man, really good stuff. I do expect at this point, green flag stops should be happening really, really soon. If not now, quite frankly. About the next 2 or 3 laps, we should see 1 or 2 pull off. So who will be the first, I guess, is my question, right? And in races recently, we've seen kind of these, you know, green flag pit stops, but some guys get loose on the entrance, right? Or they miss the pit stop, or the pit entrance, I guess, and they spit out, you know, or things like that. So hopefully we don't see that this time around. Hopefully we really extend this green flag run here. Either way, though, really impressed by the setup, this crowd we have today, and definitely everything going on right now. Blaze Crawford up front. Frankie in second. Michael Johnson P3. We'll step aside real quick, folks, for our rest day non-stop. We'll thank some sponsors right before we get to green flag pit stop, so we can cover that. So stick around. We'll come right back.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, Rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, Rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
Some big time racing right now as we get to the beginning of green flag pit stops. We just saw Michael Johnson come down. We're seeing Thomas George as well. Oh no, Thomas George does the thing. He spins out on entry of pit road. No yellow flag though. right there is pretty well low on the apron, so no yellow will come out for that. But man, that's a heartbreak there. That'll kill some time. Blaze Crawford still maintains the lead right here as we get down to it. And that's the thing that I was talking about before, right, folks? It's like you have to put together the perfect race, right? These races, you know, typically they're going to have green flag stops. Here comes Frankie Barroso right down to into pit road. But they're going to have green flag stops. They're going to have, you know, shoes. They're going to have stages, right? So you really have to manage your race. You got to be your own pit crew, a crew chief, right? And really, you know, it's not just about speed and saving tires and all that. It comes down to entrance onto pit road and off pit road and all those fundamentals, right? That matter so much. Here comes the leader right here. Blaze Crawford comes down. One lap after Frankie Barroso. And we expect 4 tires here from these leaders for sure. Full of fuel. And then off they go. Lap 152, so we're winding this race down pretty quick. If we stay green, though, we will definitely have to come down pit road once more for fuel at a minimum. As we're seeing it, Nick Lights comes down right now as well. Slows it down. Whitley, Smucker, Joseph Mealy. A lot of heavy hitters now coming down pit road, but this is the thing. You can't mess up, right? Figure out that entrance. No speeding, especially. That's a huge one, right? No speeding. Max Brady down. That'll inherit the lead to Tyler Dohar, who comes down pit road now. So there he is. Brandon 6 will take over the lead. Brandon Bowie looks like the same thing, too, so P2 for him. But all these guys taking their pit stops very seriously. Nick Lights comes out right here. Smucker, Whitley. Dohar as well. He's a really good stop here. Woodruff. So most of the field now taking their stops. And truthfully, I wonder, now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if Six and Bowie said, you know what? Let's really save some fuel here. That way, we can let everybody else come down pit road first. And if there is a caution, you know, during the green flag pit stops, we'll stay out. So maybe that was the move there. Either way. 6 up front, Bowie and P2. Third spot belongs to Michael Johnson right now, who got out in front of Blaze Crawford by quite a bit. I mean, look at this. He is way out in front. Frankie Barroso also not terribly far back, but definitely about half a straightaway back as well. So Blaze got out right in front. And Frankie, interestingly enough, he had the undercut, right? So the undercut typically means if you pit earlier, you'll have a fresh set of tires for about a lap or two longer than the car in front of you. So Frankie should have been ripping off faster laps there by Blaze, but that was not the case right there as Jackson Anderson hits the wall hard in front of Frankie. Keeps it going. So right now, folks, lap 158, we're working. Majority of the leaders did come down pit road. Blaze Crawford. Woo. Big moment there. Blaze going to try and get his lap back here. Not sure what this is about, but man, looks like Six tried to hold him off for as long as he could. Wouldn't be surprised now if Six comes down pit road now that Blaze has passed him, but looks like that is not the case. So interesting call by a couple of these guys. Blaze looking very, very fast right now, though. Smucker and Whitley working side by side right here. Excuse me. As they're in that top 10. Big thanks to Harpoon Design there for the Bring the Noise segment. Haven't been able to sneak in one of those for a while, but we did it. Kind of under the radar, but love that. Brandon Six now comes down pit road here, going to surrender the lead. And this will be his first stop here in stage number 3. Michael Johnson will take over the lead here, looks like, as we continue this long green flag run through stage 3 here of the SickTrophies 225. Man, could this be Michael Johnson's big opportunity today to win his first race? He's looking really, really good. It seems like he's on the right strategy too, and man, could be the day for him. Blaze Crawford, not too far back. Frankie Barroso in 3rd spot. Lights and then Andrew Phipps all in that top 5, but really pretty well spread out. I mean, we're seeing Johnson right now a 2.5 seconds in front of Blaze Crawford, but man, top 5, 13 seconds out. Top 10, 15 seconds out. So we are pretty well spread out here, folks. But this is what it comes down to, right? You never expect the 1 mile monster mile here to be, or to have long green flag runs, but here we are. And we, well, really, I said it earlier on, is that, you know, we'll have little bursts, I think, of, you know, urgency and, you know, things like that. But I really feel like this is a track that you can have long green flag runs, kind of like New Hampshire in a way, right? Where, you know, it can definitely be aggressive, but man, just never know. If we get late race caution, we'll probably throw that all out the window, as it might get pretty intense. But either way, right now, we're gonna like it. Michael Johnson though in front, but for how long? Because 0.8 is now getting swallowed up. Blaze is definitely catching. Just cut that lead in half in about that last 2 or 3 laps. So definitely Blaze looking very, very quick as we continue on here. So still have not had a back-to-back winner, or I guess a 2-time winner this season. So Blaze Crawford, he's won already this season. So can he be the first driver to have 2 wins on the season? That would have not been a bet I would have placed. We know he's fast, but man, there are so many guys fast in this league. You just never know. But Blaze having one hell of a run. And I look back to Blaze real quick, and I think to myself, man, last year at Homestead, at our championship, you know, he was in that Final 4, and he just, like, literally crossed the line for stage 2 as the winner. And his internet disconnected. So, as right there, that's the lead change around Michael Johnson. But man, Crawford has stolen one. I really do think that if he would have been in that race still and wasn't disconnected, I think he would have been our champion last season. I really do feel that way. He had a great car and a great season. And right now, man, looking very sharp once again. But Crawford up front, Johnson P2, Frankie Barroso 3rd. Working this lap traffic, Nick Lights 4th, Dylan Bates in 5th. Mark Whitley, though, watch out, he's in P6 and looking very, very good, too. On the heels there of Dylan Bates. So majority of these guys, I expect, I mean, really, based on what they just did, feel-wise, I really think that probably we expect, I don't know, lap 185 to lap 190. I'm guessing is when we're going to see some more green flag pit stops, their last pit stop. So that should be definitely what we should see. So right now we're still working in that. We did see Brandon Six and Brandon Bowie pit quite earlier, or quite later than that. So they might be able to hit, you know, lap 195 maybe-ish. So we'll see how that works out for them. But right now, still green flag, but 50 laps remaining in this race. Going by pretty quick. Crawford up front still. And up to a pretty commanding lead, too. I mean, right now he's up by 1.7 seconds. Frankie Barroso is back by 7.7, so he is really far back. But again, could he be saving tires? Could he be saving fuel potentially? Could all mean different things. Man, that race day paint scheme looking pretty damn good. I might be biased, but looking very good. Nick Lights in P4 as well, navigating through. He's looking to get his first win this season as well, and I mean, it just might happen here pretty soon. Looking very, very fast. Bit of an update on some drivers here we'll take a look at. Christian Angel out of the race, being shown as out after an earlier incident, unfortunately. A couple of guys down. So Salzano right now, Sobel, 1 lap down. Brady, Gasorn, Zelazny, 2 laps down. Marshall Harris, 22 laps down. Everyone else, Anderson, Villalobos, Miller, and Meeks, all out of the race, as we've seen. So unfortunately for them, but top 14 right now on the lead lap, which is pretty wild. So a lot of really good racing so far as this race has gone on. Miller and actually in the pits as well as Anderson, so they're showing in the pits, but they're essentially out of the race right now because they're so many laps down. But that's the update real quick on the drivers below 20th. I'm trying to hold on to it, but yeah, that top 14 right now on the lead lap. The more I think about it, the more I'm looking back at, Brandon Bowie and Brandon Six as they're side by side here, or nose to tail, I guess. I think, they're 18th and 19th, 1 lap down. I've got a feeling this isn't what they wanted, right? I think maybe they thought a caution would come out, or, under green flag stops, or just something, right? But this is the struggle. So, if this is what they preferred, then okay. But definitely being a lap down is not what they wanted. I'm willing to bet. So it's hard to tell what their strat is, knowing how fast they are. But right now, definitely maybe playing the long game. Who knows? But either way, we'll see how this works out. But hard to imagine they're doing this by choice at this point. But who knows? Mark Whitley up to P6 right now, looking very, very good. Dylan Bates, he was pretty well close to Bates at one point, but that's kind of slowed down just a little bit. As now we're seeing him navigating Kaufman, getting around him for lap traffic. Andrew Phipps doing the same there for P7, so yeah, a lot of lap down traffic now. Kaufman, Smucker going to try and get around Salzano right here. Again, that's not for position. This is lap down traffic. All getting through. Dohar having a good run. P12 right now for Dohar. Great stuff here. Maintaining that lead lap. 16 seconds back. So, has to definitely find some time here. Daryl Young, currently the last driver on the lead lap. And Blaze Crawford, he crosses the line right there. Yeah, Blaze is about half a straightaway back, so Daryl's going to need to pick it up just a little bit, or we'll need a caution to come up maybe to kind of regain and reset. But either way, 14 drivers on the lead lap. That tells you how long this green flag stop has been. Good stuff right here for sure. Oh, and here it is, the yellow flag. Big, big yellow flag here. Who is it? We're searching around. We don't see anything really on the track. I'm not sure. Oh, Joseph Mealy. Looks like, oh no. Having such a good run here. What happens to Mealy? So Mealy going to be passing Whitley here, it looks like. Take a look here. This might... Oh, man. So actually, Whitley had an issue here. Let's go back and... Where's Whitley at here? Where is he at? Yeah, we'll try and find it, but man, he got the back end just kind of whipped out underneath him. It looked like, at least. Definitely try and find it here. Oh yeah, Whitley just... Oh yeah, big time. Let's get one more angle of that. A bunch of guys are coming down pit road for sure. We'll cover that in just a second, but we want to see what actually happened here. Happens right here on the front stretch this next time by. Yeah, Whitley wiggles right there, gets bumped by the 22, but I mean, 22 has nowhere to go at that point. And then Mark tries to save it, looks like, and then some crazy net code right there. Look at that. I mean, Mealy wasn't even really, I mean, he was near him, maybe by 1.5 feet, 2 feet, but unfortunately, yeah, that net code just killed that 6. That's really unfortunate there for Mealy. Looks like Whitley kind of escapes that, but Mealy and Kaufman gets involved a little bit. That's just not good. Unfortunate news for Mealy there, but that changes a lot of things right here for sure. Lap 188. A big yellow flag here to set up the end of this race. So now here's the thing. You can come down pit road, which a lot of guys did. We'll cover that once they all settle down here. But so lap 188, you know, almost lap 190. So yeah, you can make it on fuel from here. Assuming we get no, you know, overtimes or things like that, right? So that's going to be the interesting thing, right? Like, what do they do here? How do they navigate this? But Nick Lights right now is showing as the leader. Although I believe actually a couple of these guys are going to get the wave around. So Lights, I believe, will be the leader. But yeah, Mealy, Bowie, 6. They'll be on the lead lap, but they're going to be on the tail end. So we'll see how that shakes up in just a second. So in the meantime, folks, we'll take a step aside and thanks to the sponsors. We'll come right back. All right, back at it right now for the SickTrophies 225, working our 6th caution, really only our 4th for incident here in stage 3. 35 laps to go here once we cross the line and go back green. So Nick Lights, Blaze Crawford going to be your leaders here on the front row. Let's get it back going here. Green flag is back out. Really bad restart for the inside line. Nick Lights and Sprecher lead them off really great on the outside lane. Michael Johnson really trying to push his teammate on the outside. Frankie Barroso not going to quite get there. Frankie has the preferred line here, but man, really, really good racing. Blaze making a move down low, has that preferred lane again. Devin really, oh no, going to be way out of shape right there. Keeps it going. 3 wide, Tyler Dohar. Where'd he come from? Top 5 on the move right there. That 78 machine going to get into Dylan Bates a little bit. Might have that preferred groove. Still has it. Man, great run for Dohar here. What can he do with this track position? We know how fast he is, man. Has just got to get it done. Blaze on the inside here of Nick Lights. This is for the lead. He's going to get it. Clears Nick Lights. Michael Johnson as well down low. Man, really good effort for Michael Johnson here too. What does he have for Blaze? Nick gonna get swallowed up on the outside as well. Good runs all around this track, man. The drivers who took a wave around, by the way, Brandon 6, Brandon Bowie, right now they're in 14th and 15th, 16th, excuse me, so definitely it's not playing out how they wanted to. They have to get back up and fight through that track position to get back to the front. But Blaze Crawford looking very fast, and Tim Robb and Nick Lights at it again too in 7th and 8th. Looking really good. The more I think about it, man, I wonder if, Smecker and Lights, maybe they didn't pit right there, right? Maybe they saved their set of tires still for the end of the race. Maybe they think, hey, lap, I don't know, 205, 210, caution comes out. Come down pit road, get those tires and fly through. They saw Sobel and Villalobos do it in stage 2. Why can't they do it now? Who knows? We'll see. But that could be an option that they're looking at. Dohar, though, working the outside, kind of diamonds that corner a little bit. Going to be on the hunt here for Frankie Barroso. Do a quick ride along here with Tyler Dohar. Looking really, really fast with P4. Holding a steady wheel. Looks kind of tight on entry, but looks a lot more neutral off corner. Phipps right there as well. Looking low. Oh, man, to close the door to Dohar. Really good runs right here. They know the track position's key. And almost 25 laps to go here in this race. Tim Robb hitting the wall right there on turn 4. We've seen that a lot by a lot of these guys. Blaze Crawford up front, but not by a huge margin. Michael Johnson's still there. Dohar is now finding the inside of Frankie Barroso. Can't quite get there just yet. After this lap will be 25 laps to go here. Michael Johnson finding a way through. Look at this. Big moment right there for Dohar. Not sure if he got loose or if he got out of shape, but on the outside lane, he gets around Dylan Bates once more. Really good run here by all these guys. A couple of guys really want this win, right? I mean, haven't won before. Look at Tyler Dohar, Michael Johnson, Dylan Bates, Andrew Phipps, Tim Robb. I mean, a lot of Austin Salyers right there as well, holding on to P8. So, man, this top 8, a lot of guys looking to get their first win. And, hey, one slip up, by Blaze or by Frankie, and we're going to get a new winner. 23 laps to go, though. Man, what does Michael Johnson have for Blaze Crawford? Do we get a new winner? Do we get Blaze winning a second time this season for the first time? Either way, this has been an incredible race. Great green flag runs. Joseph Miller coming down pit road right now, looks like. Maybe to fix some damage. Can't quite tell just yet, but we will cover that as we go. Impressive stuff. You can see Michael Johnson trying to just find a way around him, right? He's there. He just has to kind of find a better angle. He's kind of dominating these corners here. And he gets a great run. Awesome stuff for MJ. Blaze Crawford looking to get some wins here today. A little bit in the back. Ryan Duckelberger kind of by himself right now in P9, but a good spot for him. Up 11 spots on the day. Thomas George in P10. Brandon 6 right now holding on to P11. Whitley in 12. Here's Bowie in 13th spot. And then Daryl Young not doing too bad here in P14. So all on the lead lap. Top 14 are the lead lap drivers. Daryl's 18 seconds back, and Blaze is really pretty close to him. So he is trying to figure out how to get to that point. But man, this might be a 2-horse race in just a second. Blaze and Michael Johnson have found something. They are very, very fast right here. Frankie's holding on to a solid 3rd spot. Dohar right here in 4th. If he can hold on to this, that'll be his best run of the season for him. Really, really good. Right behind him, too. These guys are really fighting for it. Bates, Phipps, and Rob trying to track each other down here to try and score a top 5 if they can. Looking very, very good. 17 laps to go, though. And again, all these guys can make it on fuel. Oh, Rob, huge hit into the wall here. Oh, man. Really got shaken up right there on the turn 4. Rob into Phipps, I believe that was. No caution. They all keep it straight, but man, that was a close call. Really tough situation there. Blaze got a little wiggly right there. Is this enough time for Michael Johnson to make a move? This could be it. Does Michael Johnson take advantage of this move right here? Not quite. Blaze's car does not look to be the way he wants it to be. Johnson almost figured that out. It looks like Michael Johnson has something for him. Frankie's not going to ignore it either. He is right there looking pretty good. I would dare to say Michael Johnson's faster right here. It just looks like he is. Blaze is going to have that clean air and the defensive air. Look at this. MJ on the inside lane. Sends it on the inside here. Blaze still up high. MJ might have a move here. Going to be side by side. Daryl Young going to play a role into this. MJ down low again. Trying to do what he can here to get this. Blaze really good on the outside lane there. That was impressive. Made that happen. Man, what a good race. What a good ending to this race right here. MJ might have one more look to try and get this win, as these boys right here behind him looking very, very good. Everyone's still fighting. Does Michael Johnson, though, have enough time to catch back up to Blaze? He was pretty patient around him right there. Wasn't very aggressive, but if he gets to him, what to do? Do you bump him out of the way? You've got that first win for ASRA right in front of you. What do you do? What do you do? As we're seeing some great racing back here for the top 5 spot. A couple of guys laps down. Matthew Pont right there as well is a lap down. Trying to go on the inside here of Andrew Phipps. Looks like he has clean or new tires, so. Man, good stuff right now so far. Johnson's definitely tailing off. He's about 6/10 back, so he might have used up all that he could right there. To try and get to Blaze Crawford. Might not be enough at this point unless Blaze really messes up here. We will see. Great run. Salyers on the inside lane, going to get passed here by a couple guys. Rob. Man, so close. These guys are all so even on their speed. Everyone's trying to go for it and make their moves. And look at Smucker just sail on by right there. Man. Smucker, 1 lap down, unfortunately, in P18. Oh, 2 laps down, excuse me. So not quite where he wants to be, but man, he is getting some good racing in for sure. Look at these boys, all tight right here. Entering one. Phipps, oh man, Phipps made a move on Dohar, just couldn't really get to him. It's getting really, really close now for these guys, but great racing. Throughout the field, pretty well single filed, not a whole lot going on as we see it. But that battle for P2 is, or P1, excuse me, is still heating up. Michael Johnson might still be there. He is very, very close. Still tracking him down. I don't know if he has the time to do it. But he is trying all he can to do it. Now down to 3.5 laps, 3 at the line right here. Blaze Crawford, man, has looked so good all season long. Probably should have even won last week at Old Texas, if not for his teammate Max Brady sneaking one out. But man, Blaze has looked very, very good. The current points leader as well entering this race. So he is definitely putting together the season he has needed to do. And at this point, it's been so close amongst so many drivers. You know, no real clear favorite. You know, 8 races into the season as far as, you know, who could be the championship, you know, favorite. But man, right now, Blaze is emerging to be that man. Right here, Blaze Crawford going to take the white flag here, sponsored by Cardano. And after a crazy good day today, already won a race earlier on in the season. Going to come out and dominate the Monster Mile. A couple of different winners today, stage winners. But at the end, Blaze Crawford in that 12, going to find a way to get to victory circle once more. Here he is, Blaze Crawford wins the SickTrophies 225 here in Dover. Incredible stuff for Blaze Crawford again to win this race. And man, oh so good is that number 12 this season. That Texas OEM wheels is no joke. Blaze definitely getting it done today for sure. Top 10 on the day. As we let him burn it down. Blaze Crawford, Michael Johnson comes so close to that first win. But P2 for Michael Johnson. Frankie Broso, 3rd spot. Ryan Duckenberger, P4. Great run for him. Best run of the season for sure, I believe. Tyler Dohar, P5. Andrew Phipps, P6. Tim Robb, 7th. Austin Salyers, 8th. Thomas George, 9th. Dylan Bates in P10. A couple of notables again. Brandon 6th, 11th. Whitley, 12th. Bowie, 16th. Smacker, 15th. So yeah, a lot of guys having a struggle today. But man, Blaze Crawford got the job done. And a really, really impressive effort for Blaze. So we're going to step aside real quick, folks. We'll thank our sponsors real fast. Then we'll come back and we'll talk to your top 3. Stick around. All right, folks, Alrighty, right now at the conclusion of the SickTrophies 225, Frankie Barroso going to jump in the booth with us right here, finishing P3 on the day. Didn't quite do the same strat that your teammates did, it looks like, as far as Bowie and Six, but man, you worked it out, and you and MJ looked pretty quick today. But P3, man, not too bad for you. What do you think?
No, I'm happy with the P3. I didn't think that I was at least capable of winning unless I had some luck on my side, but I knew I was good enough to get a top 5. And yeah, the strategy, I mean, I don't know, because theoretically it might have worked with the one, because the 1-stop versus the 2-stop, if that yellow didn't come out, maybe the 1-stop could have worked. At least they would have not been a problem with me. It would have been whether Blaze could pass Bowie and Six. But all in all, still a good finish. Got a little lucky with that caution, but you know, we take it and we move on.
Yes, sir, man. Gonna look really good in the points now. I know you're not going to be here for the next race or two, I believe. So, really good job for the points, and you know, just a matter of sustaining, right? Not having any new winners and looking good, man. But P3, good job today, dude. Any shout outs you want to shout out real quick, and friends and family?
Oh yeah. I wanna shout out to Bowie Esports, Brandon Six, Brandon Bowie, Thomas George, MJ, Michael Johnson, Phipps, and Richard Woodruff, and also Julio. They were great tonight. Especially Six really helped me out. I was frustrated as usual on Monday, and he helped me out with some driving, and yeah, this wouldn't have been possible without Bowie. Bowie Esports, they're the best team around. Thanks to them. Thank you for putting on the show. Hope everyone enjoyed it. I had fun slipping and sliding. Hope y'all did too.
Yes, sir, man. Frankie, great job today, dude. P3 on the day. We'll catch you next time. Good stuff,
Yeah,
man.
I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir. All right, there he is. Man, great run for Frankie Barroso. P2 will bring in next. Michael Johnson, excuse me, will bring in if we can track him down real fast. Let's get old Michael Johnson. Here he is, right here. There he is. Michael Johnson finishing P2 today. Man, so close to get your first win. You probably had a chance there, really, I guess, to maybe knock Blaze out of the way or do something, I guess, if you wanted to, towards the end where you were basically on the inside. But you chose not to, which is obviously respectable. But, I mean, what did you need, man, to get that win?
About 2 more foot and I would have cleared him. So that's what I needed.
I mean, you look so good. Obviously, you know, a lot of guys maybe would have used him up some more, but again, the respectable approach by not dumping him or, you know, give him a little chrome horn as they call it. But either way, man, great run, P2. Hey, that win's gonna come. You're very, very fast this season for sure, man. Race went pretty well for you, but real quick, I mean, who do you have to thank? Sponsors, friends and family, man. What do you got?
Yeah, got Rich D PC on the car, all the guys at Bowie Esports. You know, it was a really good race there. It's fun battling with Blaze. He raced me clean, so I wasn't going to knock him out of the way. And so, you know, we'll take our P2 and go on to the next one, and we'll keep stacking these points.
Yes, sir, man. Up there in the points already, so having a great season. But awesome job, man. We'll see you next week at Talladega. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. There he is, Michael Johnson, man. Great run for him. Next up, though, we're going to bring in your winner today, Blaze Crawford. Let's get him in real quick. Here he is. Blaze Crawford, hey, the winner of today's race, the SickTrophies 225. Finally, a second winner on the season. And that is Blaze Crawford. Maybe would have had it last week at Old Texas if your teammate, you know, Brady didn't sneak one out. But, hey, today, you got the job done, man. You didn't really maybe necessarily have the speed in the first couple of stages, but it just looks like ultimately you picked the right strategy, and some really good long green flag runs, I'm guessing, helped that for you. And either way, got the dub today, man. How do you feel? Looking pretty good.
Yeah, man. Got it done, led a lot of laps, and just, you know, put a whole race together, incident free. And that's sometimes what you just have to do. Qualified up front, top 10. Could have been better, could have been worse. but that kept me out of the mess in the back, and really ultimately led to a quiet day in the top 5 until the last half of the race, and then we went out there and led 71 of the last 100 laps. So really happy with that, and glad to get a second win on the season. Feels great.
Yes, sir, looking really good, man. And I was talking to the folks here on race day, really about this season we've had up until now 7 different winners in the first 7 races, and there hasn't really been like a clear favorite, like as like a championship favorite, or one guy is kind of like dominating, or early predictions, right? But right now, I really feel like with this race win for you, I think at this point you're kind of the guy. I think the garage is going to look at it and be like, man, Blaze, he's fast, he's winning races, he's up there, he's the current points leader. That's just me. From my viewpoint, I think you're the guy to beat right now. What do you think about that?
Yeah, man. I really went into the season with a different mindset than I did last season, for sure. Knowing that stage points are so crucial, but not getting myself caught up in stuff, I got caught up in too many incidents last season, made mistakes on restarts, got penalties, and that really cost me a chance to get the regular season championship. And like you said, there's not really been a clear favorite. The Bowie guys have been phenomenal. Their strategy, all their little tricks they've been doing, they've been on it, man. They've been doing their homework, and they probably deserve a lot more wins than they have. And they probably deserve a way bigger lead than they have in the team standings. But going with that mindset, even without a clear favorite, it looks like I have a 30-point lead. So I've just been kind of quietly just racking those stage points, racking those stage wins, stuff like that, to really just build that cushion coming into the playoffs.
Yeah, man, really impressive. Next week, obviously, we have Talladega, so that might be a bit of a wild card race, I guess, in the middle of the season, but should be a lot of fun, man. Give us real quick your shout outs if you have any friends, family, sponsors. What do you got, man?
Yeah, man. Definitely going to Talladega. It's going to be a little bit of a different kind of mindset for me, for sure. I love Talladega. I love racing there. So I'm probably just going to put it all out in the line. If I wreck, I wreck. It's going to be checkers or wreckers next week. So hopefully it doesn't take a huge hit in the points if I wreck out on lap 5. But shout out to Max Brady, man. Bro got caught up in that lap 1 wreck, but held it out for the whole race with the team to get those to maximize those team points. That's so crucial. Even though you tear your car up and have a rough day, that's a committed teammate for sure. So can't appreciate that enough for being on the spotter stand the last half of the race and just giving me the strategy. But yeah, tonight was great. Shout out to Flem Dogs Auto Repair, Flagship Motors, San Antonio Karting Complex, Wheels America, Texas OEM Wheels. That car looks great out there. Nothing better than that Texas OEM Wheels with the flag motor. Thing was fast, and it was a quiet night of just putting laps together, and looking forward to Talladega next week. We're gonna try to make it back to back.
Yes, sir, man. Good stuff today, dude. We'll see you next week. Go celebrate.
Thanks, man. And thanks to my family again as well. My girlfriend, my Pat, for watching. Appreciate them. I'm out.
Yes, sir. There he is, man. Awesome run today for him. Impressive stuff as usual for Blaze Crawford. But that's it, folks. That is the race, the SickTrophies 225. Go and check them out. SickTrophies on Facebook and also on social media, SickTrophies.com as well, too. They're actually supplying the trophies for our season. We'll start showing those off more and more as we go, but really good stuff. Custom trophies, cannot beat them. But go and check them out, folks. Next week, like I mentioned it, Talladega, it's where we're going to be. And a lot of cool stuff. Daryl Young going to try and go 3 for 3 in 3 seasons at Talladega. Normally, Dega is the season finale of the regular season, but this time it's in the mid-season madness. And man, cannot wait to get that going on. So big thanks to you folks for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe button. It actually helps us quite a bit for algorithms and whatnot. But either way, we'll see you next time, folks. Have a good night.